In this week's ep, we land some fish that have our reels screaming.
That is a huge GT, man.
Before leaving the Swains behind and setting course for a stunning and remote chain of islands. We'll catch up with old friends and we'll make some new ones. We repair our tender engine, climb some big coconut trees, chase giant mud crabs through the mangroves, and see what else these islands have in store for us.
Holy shit.
This adventure is just getting started. We kick off the day with one last Swains mission. Pull anchor, move spots, and dive one final reef before setting sail for a chain of beautiful and remote islands.
This is the entry to our little anchorage. Super tight. Probably doesn't look it on the camera.
Just chucking up the head sail. We got the head sail and the mainsail up, and we are ripping along doing about 9 or 10 knots on our way from the wider outside part of the Swain Reefs to the inside. Just chucking this 12-metre diver on, see if we can find that big tuna. What do you reckon? Spanish number 21?
I don't know how, but yeah, just drop the hooks, I guess, but unlucky. Anyway, next one, hopefully. Well, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's blowing. And it's been blowing for a while now. She's windy, bro! Woohoo!
When you've been at sea for as long as we have, there's not many ingredients left, so we got fish, we got
a little bit more fish.
As dawn breaks, it's game on. We've got a plan. Drop straight off the back of the cat, follow the shallow reef edge hunting for crayfish, and then push across the coral flats before dropping into the deep blue on the other side, where we were chasing the real prizes, jobfish, red emperor, and every other trophy fish still waiting to be ticked off our list. After losing our tender engine last episode, we're forced to launch every mission straight off the back of the boat. After combing every inch of the inner and outer reef without finding our target, we headed back to the boat and lowered the bar. At this point, anything tasty was fair game for our launch. There's a nice bombie just under the boat. I'm hoping there's some good fish on it. I'm going to chuck on the last of my gear, jump in, spear a fish, back out of the water, fill it up on the barbie, see how quickly we can get it cooked up. It ended up taking me just under a minute to jump in the water, spear this trout, and be back in the boat ready for a quick cook up on the barbie. How quick was that? Skin these and then straight on the barbie. Couple of plates. Look at that. Not bad. So we've decided we're going to stay another day in this anchorage. It's massive and we haven't explored much of it, being that we're mostly confined to the cart. We have had this amazing anchorage here with, I'll show you. You can probably see the reef like right at the back of the boat there. So it's been awesome for us for our little dives off the back. But looking at the drone, I'll show you a bit of footage in a second, but there's some really awesome ground over here at the entrance, which looks deeper and probably holds bigger fish. So we're gonna head out the mouth over here in a second. We're gonna go out, we're gonna go off to this, we reckon this corner over here is like the pressured edge of the reef, where is normally where all the big fish sit, which we've been missing for the last few days anyway. So we're gonna cruise around the back here and have a spear off this hopefully pressured corner and find some big fish. This is going to be the guy that finally catches that yellowfin. Or at least something besides a bloody longtail or a mackerel.
Yeah,
I got the mackerel leg. Judged by the kicking.
It's on that new hard body that Harrison just put out.
How many mackerels is that?
That's got to be number 20, I reckon.
I was going to say about 20.
Nice.
Something decent.
We just picked something up.
man.
Trolling along the edge of this reef.
Oh, big head shakes too.
Feeling like a good fish, he reckons, so.
Oh. Man, I reckon it might be a big crab or something.
Big GT.
Unless I've actually got a shark.
Could have a shark, eh?
Massive GT, I'd say.
Heaps of weight in that thing. Harrison's just scored a big GT off the back of the boat.
Stoked with that bad boy.
That is a huge GT, man. He's huge. Oh.
We're gonna get this big boy back in the ocean.
Yeah, man. Get him back in there. We're just gonna put on our dive gear and jump in. Check out all this sort of ripped up current bit here and see what happens.
This is this spot we've just found. I don't know how many of you know how to read a sounder, but that's great. This is the bottom, here the yellow. And this, all that fuzz and all these arches, that's all bait and fish, hunting bait. So that's insane. I think Carl's just shot something good. Just give me the signal. And I've just seen his gun pop back up, which means he's fighting something on the line. Might be something big. Yeah, he's fighting something big there off the reef. Yeah, boy! Jump in as quick as you can because we've got reef coming up. There's a reef right there that we're drifting towards. Charles has jumped in, grabbed us some nigiri, some sashimi, some sushi rolls. We're sorted. Nice one, mate.
Cheers, bro. Just found an awesome edge here where it comes up super quick, and I was just drifting along it. There was some huge Spanish there. We don't need a massive one, but this one came in just that little bit too close. There was one that would have been 30 kilos, easy, man. Now that I see how big this one was, the other one must have been 30 plus.
So we've had a pretty good little morning. We're just coming back in the mouth up here. Just going to anchor in that spot that I mentioned earlier. We'll chuck the drone up when we get there just to show you what I'm talking about. Charles is packing up the last of that fish he's just filleted. Rip that line that we're using to troll to catch that GT in, and we'll just drop the anchor in a sec. Here I drop at the bottom and I'm waiting tucked in underneath these corals to try and ambush a good sized fish and get myself some dinner, when I notice a decent sized bull shark come in to check me out. I ignore him and continue on my hunt, but when I glance back over my shoulder, this over-curious bull shark has circled back to give me a second look. So I turn, point my gun at him and just get ready to give him a little jab if he gets a little bit too curious. He ends up minding his own business and he goes his way and I go mine. We have woken up this morning and we've decided today is the day. We're going to go get some land time. So we're going to pull the anchor in a second. We're going to chuck some sails up. It's blowing its bloody tits off as usual, so we should get there pretty quick. And by tonight we will be dropping anchor in a nice little secluded bay behind some islands. So I've got my mate that I'd mentioned to you earlier. He's bringing out the gear to fix the tender engine. But I also sent a bow. There's goats and deer on some of these islands, so that might be a nice little other chapter, and we can restock the freezer with a little bit of red meat. Pretty soon we'll be dropping the anchor and I'll get the drone up and show you this new spot.
At the moment we're punching from the outer reef. We're punching 100 nautical miles inland west towards an island. Pretty wild old ocean out here today.
never really quite does it justice. We are hooking along, doing like 10 knots. We've got 30 knots of wind. On the outside, we should get there pretty quickly. So, it's just going to be a bit of a wild ride. We've got a bloody rooster's tail going when we're sailing. We were already hooking along, and then this bloody storm that's picked up behind us here brought a lot of wind with us. We're about to get smashed. We got, what, 30 knots of wind and about 3.5 metre seas behind us. We've chucked the life jackets on because we don't know what's going to happen, so it's starting to get wet now.
Oh, it's coming in hot, baby.
Yeah, it's hitting us pretty hard now.
No good, bro.
Autopilot can't keep up.
These things are breaking hard. Look at this thing. Oh no.
As the wind howled and the seas built, a massive pod of dolphins appeared out of nowhere and put on an epic aerial performance right off our bow. We are just ripping along through the night. Got our radar on here. You can see there's nothing around us for miles. Got navionics running over here. We are ripping along doing between 8 and 12 knots. So we should be there in no time. Stump it! No engine, so we're paddling into shore.
Here we are at the old Percy Shack. Come check it out.
So every boat that drops anchor in this harbour leaves a little memorabilia. There's not much wood on the island, but there is a lot of coconuts. So traditionally, everyone cooks with coconut husk. As you can see, the remnants of someone's fire here. And around the back, there is, from memory, a little smoker. Well, maybe that's it there. Last time we were here, we smoked some crays and coral trout. So let's try and do that again.
Thirsty pirate climbing the tree in search of a little coconut. We are.
There you go, mate.
Thank you very much. Alrighty, so Harrison's doing a little bit of sushi down here. Can you give us a bit of insight, mate?
Yeah, mate. Just got your sushi rice, bit of cabbage, bit of wakame seaweed salad. Here we got the mackerel that tail speared yesterday.
So that just makes it stick, does it?
That's right, yeah. Sashimi, sushi rolls, nigiri.
Absolutely scrumptious.
So I've just made a new mate on the beach over here, and he's pretty keen for a dive, and he has an engine on his tender, so he's going to come pick us up. We reckon it might be easiest for him to tow us in our tender, so we're going to give that a try. If that doesn't work, we'll just pile into his, and we're going to cruise around the corner over here and see if we can pick up some crays and some coral trout for the little smoker I showed you earlier. It's just really shitty biz, but really deep drop off, so we're just going to swim around the edge, try and plug a trout, and then move on before it gets too sharky. The crayfish hunt had come up empty, but the reef delivered where it counted. A couple of beautiful coral trout, and the smoke was still going to be loaded. So we headed back to prep for the cook-up. Carl's just swimming the tender out so that when we come back on a high tide, our boat isn't getting jammed in the waves.
This is our smoked coral trout. Looking pretty good. Give you a quick look at what the smoker looks like. It's a bit of a Frankenstein unit, isn't it? We've just spotted some premium bait, aka garfish, at the back of the boat. So Harrison's gonna use the Queensland privilege and throw this cast net.
Oh, that was good.
Nice, man. That's probably all we need. What do you need?
These are the garfish we just caught. After catching our bucket of garfish, our bait was sorted, so we set off to try and catch some mud crabs. There's 6 metre tides on this island at the moment, so we're at the bottom of the low now, and by the time we get back from this little crabbing mission, the tide could have come in 3 metres or something, so we've got to leave the tender way at the back. So when we come back, it'll be a big swim from where the new tide height is. Bloody oysters everywhere. No shoes. Not ideal.
Alrighty, here we are in the mangroves. We're setting up a nice crab pot with the goal of catching a couple of nice buck mud crabs for dinner. We're gonna set these things up and we'll let you know how we go. Just looking up in the mangroves in these little holes, seeing if we can find ourselves a crab.
Found a muddy head there, that's a pretty good
wow.
sign. It's a big boy too.
That's a good sign, eh? But I just found a full whole claw and it's huge.
It's like he's just lost a fight.
Yeah. Looks like something smashed up this crab. Like there's that whole thing and then there's that as well. Yeah. That's our crab pot nice and set. Sun's gone down, we've set the crab pots. We'll be back later on to check them out.
That's our tender out there.
Poor old Harrison. He's gone in for a swim. We've just dropped the tender and we're heading to the mangroves to check those crab pots from yesterday. Only problem is the motor doesn't work, so we got to row.
For sure.
Checking our pot from yesterday.
Further?
Unfortunately, there's nothing in there.
They could have got in and got out. Just look at that. That fish has been smashed. Righto, we've gone pretty good on the second trap. We've got one giant buck in there. I don't know if you can see him. Holy shit, he's massive.
Grab him.
And he's there's actually 2 big bucks, but he's ripped the nippers off, both nippers off the other one. They've had a bit of a tussle in there. Yeah, we'll get him out and show you. We've just caught this absolute donkey of a muddy. He's bloody massive. There was 2 of them. But this guy, this guy ate the other one. So still got 2. The other one's a bit worse for wear. He's got no nippers and he's actually dead, but he'll still be fresh, so we'll still be able to eat him. But have a go at that crab. Bigger than we get them in New South Wales, that's for sure. So the tide is absolutely ripping back in and we got to get back. So we're going to just quickly throw this pot back there and we'll move the other pot in this hot spot tomorrow. Righto, so we've chucked the big boy that we had in the freezer to put him to sleep before he gets thrown in the water. So I got this guy here, you can see he's asleep now. So it'll be a humane way to go. Then we've got his mate, who he's ripped into pieces here, who's already dead. So those two bad boys are going to go straight in the pot, and that'll sort out our lunch.
Alrighty,
I don't know if he's going to even fit in the pot. Shit, he doesn't fit.
Alrighty, these guys are on the boil in here.
Had to remove one of his nippers because he wouldn't fit in our biggest pot. But straight out of the hot water into some cold ice if you can, ice water, but seawater, really salty, gives it more flavour. So just let them cool off and then we'll eat.
Alrighty, that's the fruit of our labour. Harrison's made up a beautiful quinoa and some salad. We're going to enjoy that on the back deck here.
We're doing this on the back steps here because we've got the salt water pump here, so we can just spray this whole area down because it gets bloody messy.
It does with those crabs.
I'll get this lollipop out and I'll show you. That's the mud crab lollipop right there.
That's the best bit.
Yep.
Let us know how she tastes, mate.
So I dip this in our special Kewpie wasabi combo. Oh. Oh God, you can't beat that, eh?
Nice.
Get stuck into it, man. This is the carnage on the back step. Crab everywhere. And we've got the garfish down the back feeding on all the scraps. So the circle of life, I suppose. We catch the crabs with the gar, we catch the gar with the crabs. Oh yeah, there was just a card out back. Oh, that was good. Bit more bait for the traps. I'm gonna wash the step down. With fishing not exactly Tail's idea of a good time, I set the alarm before dawn and headed out solo on a mission to hunt giant GTs. It's looking pretty good. Throw this big popper first. I've been wanting to catch something on this for years since I bought it back in New South Wales. This looks like a really good little GT area here, I reckon. If I don't get down on the rocks. Let's check that drag. Yeah, it's good. Holy shit. The dugong? That was crazy. Bloody dugong just popped up just over here when I'm fishing. So, just dived in like a madman. Hopefully I got some footage of it. Anyway, back to the fishing. Stick bait time. We'll just rip this along the top. Oh, that's a bit stiff. Alright, that little heady there looks pretty sick. I'll see if there's a big GT on it. Righto, that's enough fishing. I'm gonna go back and see if I got any footage of this bloody dugong. Not long after I returned from my dugong hunting trip, my mate finally arrived. After a 900-kilometre drive, then a full day's steam through rough seas aboard the Haynes Hunter, he delivered the cargo we'd been waiting for. A replacement tender leg and my new compound bow. You made it, mate! We wasted no time getting stuck into it.
We're just pulling this tender motor up. Gonna head up to this shack and try and fix her up. Nice. So we're now starting to look pretty good. This is our new leg down the bottom. Just doing some final tightening and we'll be ready to test it. Righto, this is our tester. Forward, neutral and reverse.
trial run. Oh, the boys are on. Let's go.
How good's that?
Check this shit out.
Yeah. The boys dropping. Woohoo!
We are bloody stoked. Check it out. Where is it? There. Tender's back on the water. We are good to go. We can now cruise around anywhere we want, hit any of these headlands, any of these little reefs. Get a bit more versatile now, so we can get out there and get it done, get a few more fish. Here comes Tal. He's pretty keen to do some more skurfing. And we went to check the crab pots before, and we're thinking those little mangroves would be pretty sick to scurf through. So problem is, I need to fly the drone, so we need someone else to operate the tender. So we've got a mate over here on that catch over the far side. He said he'll drive the tender. Tal's going to surf, I'm going to fly the drone, so we'll see how it comes out.
Oh, it looks nice. Good sunset? Real good.
Turns out you need more practice than we thought to be good enough to hunt more than just targets. Sun is just going down behind us there, and we're just pulling the anchor and making our way north. Righto, so the anchor's up. We're just doing a little U-bolt. We're gonna cruise out through all the yachts over here through the anchorage, and we'll be sailing through the night and most of tomorrow to get to Early Beach. Let's do it.
So we just had that drone up. We're trying to get a wicked sunset shot. Unfortunately, while dropping that sail, we've let it drop in and it's got tangled in the prop. I'm going to dive in now. It's just on dark.
Normally I'm the one who has to jump in the water, but Tal just grab his hand and dive straight in. And yeah, you guys got pretty quick, and how's it going? We're sailing again.
It's not good.
Is it wrapped in real hard?
It's wrapped in there so bad.
Check out that bloody sunset behind us. In this episode, we explore some stunning reef systems and the beautiful Whitsundays. We hand feed some dinosaurs of the deep. We dive breathtaking underwater worlds and land some true once-in-a-lifetime fish. That's a probably 75 centimetre jack. The action doesn't stop there. We have an unforgettable squid session on the spears, smash a few personal bests from the tender, and go night diving for crayfish while making some unexpected new mates along the way. Not all of us fare so well in the big seas, however, and before this is over, we'll have to call in the cavalry to rescue a wounded soldier.